Namaste, my name is Dhieyo and welcome to my channel. Today I'll tell you about this energy that is required for manifestation. Today all of us are trying to manifest something or the other which is not there in our life. This energy is extremely required for manifestation. It could be for success in your career, your money, your health, your relationship, anything, whatever you're trying to manifest. Excess energy is extremely important for that. And this practice now, after I tell you the practice, you can decide for yourself whether you want to do the practice or you want to listen to the society, where society says certain practices are acceptable, certain practices are not acceptable. Spiritual practices. Like in today's time, the acceptable practices are let's say mudras, mantras, prayers, manifestation, imagination. It's all acceptable by the society. Society is governed by the matrix. When the matrix wants to weaken you, when the matrix says that, okay, these guys are getting a little stronger, use society to weaken them. So the practice that I tell you is frowned upon. So this is why in earlier times everyone knew about this. Over a period of time it has been taken away from us, and now is the time that everyone at least gets to know about this practice. You can decide for yourself whether you want to do it or you want to listen to what society says. So now everything that we are surviving on is because of energy. It could be sunlight, it could be food, water, name it. Whatever we are surviving on is energy. So now when let's say right now, if you want to put on weight, or if you're working out, there's a little excess energy that you need than what you are regularly being given. So now let's say if you are into sports or you're into working out, you need extra amount of carbohydrates, extra amount of protein. If you're any other aspect of your life that you're trying to achieve, let's say today, even when you're working so hard and you're feeling a little drained, you want that cup of coffee, you want that cup of tea in the morning when you wake up, because you want that energy. So there's one energy which is being given to us, like I said, in our food. The other energy is where we are manipulating it. So we were given coffee beans, like, okay, coffee beans will give you that energy that you're looking for. Okay, now that you're feeling hot, okay, there's air conditions in your house, there's a fan that will give you that energy which will make you feel cooler. Or if it's really cold, we've got heaters in our house. So we are manipulating these energies to how we want it also. This is exactly what mudras, mantras and all are. It is manipulating the matrix through this body into giving us what we want. Yes or no? Of course, yes. That's exactly what spiritual practices are. It's manipulating the matrix through this body into giving us what we want. So when it comes to manifestation also, manifestation is something that you're trying to get from the matrix that has not been given to you. Like I said, money, success, love, relationship, everything that has been deprived in your life, you're trying to manipulate the matrix into giving it to you. So excess energy is required for that. Like I said, when you're working out, you need that extra protein, you need that extra carbohydrate. When you're working a lot, even it could be in your office, you need that cup of coffee. Similarly, when you're trying to achieve something more, excess energy is required. So how do we get that excess energy? What do we do to get that excess energy? So now there's a practice where you can get it directly from the matrix, or there's another practice. The one where you get it directly from the matrix, I will talk about that later, because this, after I tell you about this practice, you will decide for yourself, okay, whether you're ready for manipulating the matrix or not. So now for certain practices, like I said, certain practices which the matrix has taken it away from us, saying, using society that, okay, you can't do this, this is frowned upon, you're a vampire and you're a bad person, and no. So now for this practice, you will have to see where you stand in this matrix. What is reality for you? Are you in this world with your name, nationality, gender, the work that you do and everything? Is that your definition of who you are? Then this practice is not going to work for you. That means you're governed by the matrix, by the society. But if you are one of those who's living a balanced life right now, that yeah, I know what the matrix is, but I need to be in the material world also. So I will manipulate the matrix into giving me what I want so that I'm still in this world, in the material world, in this matrix according to how I want to be, then this practice is going to be for you. So I'll give you an example right now. There's this farmer in India, usually a lot of places in India and worldwide also. So a lot of people who are living in extremely remote places, let's say they're tribals and very poor farmers who cannot afford to pay for that electricity, what they do is they make a hook and they steal that electricity. So when these electricity grid wires are going, they hook onto it and they steal that electricity for that one bulb that's there in the house, or they use it for farming. So this one farmer, what he realized was, he does not need to hook onto the energy. The centers of these energy, between these lines, there are these center points for energy. There's excess energy, excess electricity being given out. So what he did is he harnessed that energy and he used it for his farming, for the water pump, for that one light, one bulb that he wanted. So he harnessed that. He didn't even touch the grid. But when the authorities got to know, what they did is they filed a case against him. They took him to court saying that he's stealing energy. But in the court, when he proved it, that yeah, I did not steal it, I did not even touch it, it is excess energy that was given out freely. I harnessed that for my benefit. How am I wrong? You guys tell me, is he wrong? So the judgment was given in his favor, that yeah, he's right, he harnessed it, he was smart enough, he was intelligent enough. Nobody thought about what he thought about, and this farmer was let to go. And I'm sure he's still doing it now. So what I tell you, the practice, you will have to decide whether what practice that I tell you, whether you want to do it. Like I said, are you governed by the society, or are you open enough to take something that is free? So like I said, the excess energy that we require for our day-to-day life, to achieve something that we want, which we call manifestation, we need that excess energy. So in the earlier times, what sadhus were doing, who were yoga practitioners, whose purpose over here is to manipulate this matrix, what they would do is, let's say for them, they're not interested in probably money and cars and house and any of those things. They're interested in getting excess energy for their spiritual growth. Yes, you need excess energy for spiritual growth also. To be sitting there for a long time, to be thinking, to be manipulating this, there's a lot of energy that goes in it. So what these guys would do is, they would come down from the mountains and they would come to a civilized place where a lot of people could see them now. Otherwise, these guys were living in the mountains, in the forest, in the jungle, far away from people, doing what they were doing. But for this, when they needed that excess energy, they would come down into civilization and they would do something, a yoga pose, like a contortion or something with their body, where they would be in that position for a long period of time, where now people would start coming and start giving them that energy, which means in the society, the approved word is giving them that attention. Like, what is this guy doing? Man, people will be standing there watching. What is happening now is these people would be giving him that energy. These guys know, okay, the energy is coming, now they're harnessing it. Knowing is the biggest practice. He's not doing something or like, okay, now I'm taking it and I'm keeping it and doing some practice, and no. He knows what is happening. Spiritual practice, the truth behind that practice is the biggest fuel for that practice. Otherwise, aimlessly doing any practice is not going to do you any good. So these guys, once they knew that, okay, there's a crowd, obviously, can you imagine somebody on the middle of the road and you're not used to seeing somebody at that time doing a pose of yoga, which is never seen that, okay, even a body can do this. So people would start gathering, people would start standing there for a long period of time, just looking at them, and the sadhu would be in one pose for hours because he knows what he's doing. He's harnessing their energy for his benefit. Is he wrong? Can you call him an energy vampire? Like I told you about that farmer. The farmer didn't go telling that, okay, yeah, I'm stealing energy and I'm hooking onto it. No, he saw this excess energy, now he's harnessing it. So the sadhu is not going to people, talking to them, lecturing them, and look at me. He's doing his thing. People are gathering, they're giving him that attention. So he would harness that attention. Not only sadhus, a lot of people who knew it, they would use their skills. Now, how do we use this? We got to use this to whatever we think can bring us that attention. It could be in our appearance, it could be in our language, it could be in our mannerism. Today, there are people, we are surrounded by people. Those guys had to come down. We are surrounded by people. So let's say today, if you think that you're good looking and people are going to look at you, people will only look at you for a few minutes, few seconds, and then you pass by, they pass by. To harness that energy, people need to be like this. Okay, yeah, there's something about this person. So if you think you're a good looking woman, good looking man, no, you need to do a little extra to harness that energy for people to give you that energy. So now you decide. What can you do when you go out? Can you wear something where people will be like, man, what is this person wearing? Either good or bad, that's up to you. Can you be in a profession? Now, if you see, take a look at your favorite celebrity. See the before and after pictures. Before they became a celebrity, they were regular people. But the minute they started doing what they are good at, acting, singing, music, business, anything that has made them a celebrity, that has made them successful now, you will see the difference. The one song that came out, the world gave them that attention. That attention is then harnessed. Now they may not know what is happening. Their soul knows what to do. So now when you can consciously do it, can you imagine the amount of energy we all can harness when you're consciously doing it? So I have a client who's a musician. She herself says, before I go on the stage, I'm nervous like anything. But the minute I go on stage, I feel like a lioness over there. I can roar, I command the entire stage. That's because her soul now knows, even she didn't know what was happening. Her soul is now taking in all that energy that people are freely giving her. So she feels powerful, she feels energized with it. So we can make this use. You don't have to be a talented person, but yeah, you need to do something. You decide what it has to be. Nobody can tell you, okay, this is what you need to do. Maybe you're not that person who will wear that bright color and walk around on the road or sit in a place where people will start noticing you. So you need to see what works for you. It could be as simple as today when you go in a place, in a crowded place, and everyone's sitting there, anywhere it could be, everyone's head is down on their phones. Can you be the one who's not looking into the phone and sitting? I'm sure everyone will give you a look. Like, man, this person's just sitting. He's not even looking into anything. Probably that can give you that attention. So you decide for yourself, firstly, whether you will be governed by this society, saying that, no, this person's an energy vampire, or you will be like that smart farmer who's like, no, or the smart sadhu who's like, no, I'm going to harness an energy that has been given towards me. I command it. I'm not demanding for that energy. So that's up to you. So now this practice, like I said, you have a choice whether you want to do it or no. This will then make you understand how later on from the matrix you can harness energy directly. You won't need other people. We all are a part of this matrix. Every single thing, every single human being, every single life form or a materialistic thing that doesn't have life, which people think don't have life, is a part of this matrix that we can harness it. But like I said, what is your reality about where you are, who you are, will basically decide whether you're a good manifester or not. So please try this out. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Until I see you again, have a good life. Namaste.